What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of Rare Builds for you guys. As you can see on your screen, today's episode we are going to be creating the shot blocking wing. So this is a build that has been around in NBA 2K going all the way back to when we still had pie charts in the game. You know, this right here is like one of the staple builds. It was super rare. You didn't really see a lot of people rocking this build, but you did see, you know, a few people with this. It's kind of in the same family of the rebounding wing, but of course, you know, rebounding, you know, a little bit more popular than, you know, shot blocking. But the shot blocking wing, depending on how you made it, was actually really good as well too. So today's episode, we are going to be making a shot blocking wing. So obviously you have to make this at the small forward position. For the height, you can play around with it. I went 6'9". I went 218 on the weight, left it default, but I did go up to 7'2" on the wingspan. And then these are the attributes that I went with. I went with a 70 close shot. I went with a 69 driving layup, which if you want, you can try to bump that up to 70 and just, you know, edit this build somewhere else where you could bring it down. I just went 69. Driving dunk, I did go with an 89 because I did want to make sure that I get contact dunks on this build. And I also don't want to be one-dimensional. Obviously, you got to have, you know, a certain level of attributes. Otherwise, your name will change and you will have a different name other than shot blocking wing. So do be advised when you are tweaking this build. Remember, this is just a blueprint for how to get shot blocking wing. Take this blueprint, copy it in the builder, and then just tweak it exactly to how you want it. But just remember that if you tweak it too much, you will get your name changed from shot blocking wing to something else. So that's why I went with the 89 driving dunk. I went with a 60 standing, and then I have a 50 on the post control because that's what I had left over. Then for the shooting, I went with a 75 on the midi, and then I went with a 76 on the mid-range. Now do keep in mind that with cap breakers, you can get up to an 81 with the 76 or whatever, so you can increase this three ball, you know, and have like a serviceable three ball if you feel like you can't shoot with the 76. You know, you at that +5, that's an 81. Now you have, you know, just a little bit better, you know, silver set shot specialist, you know, shifty shooter. You know, you just have slightly better excuse me, shooting. Now one other thing that you can do, you know, if you want to play around with the height when you're tweaking your build, you can play around with the height and tweak it to where you're taller, and then you just lower your wingspan and you can kind of make your three just rise just a little bit so you can play around with it. But again, I'm not doing that just because I want to be a little bit mobile on this build. I want to be able to just, you know, just glide around the, you know, court and playing help defense, coming in, getting, you know, blocks and swatting shots like Giannis. That's where I kind of, you know, try to tailor this build to do. So I went 6'9" just so that I'm a little bit quicker. So that's why you know, I'm not playing with the wingspan or going tall or anything like that, because then I felt like I would have been too slow and sluggish, you know. Moving on, enough yap. We're going with an 80 on the free throw. And then for the playmaking, we're going with a 78 just so we could get that versatile visionary so we're not throwing Stevies. We have a 75 on a ball handle, just enough ball handle to put the ball on the floor. I see so many people make defensive builds where they don't have anything but pass accuracy, and the problem with that is if you play a lot of solo rec or you play with randoms a lot, you're going to be at the mercy of the randoms, and you don't want to just be sitting there trying to catch and shoot, because your guy is going to hold L2 on you. They're going to face guard you. They're not going to leave you. If the point guard or two guard is ass and they can't force the defense to collapse on them, then guess what? Your man will never leave you to help in the paint. So now you're just sitting there with somebody holding L2 on your meat, pause, and you're not getting the ball, you're not scoring, you're not doing anything. You're just standing around and just playing defense when you run back down the other way. So get a little 75 ball handle, just enough for you to do a little something and put the ball on the floor. You don't want to have a 40 ball handle and then people are bumping you. You're picking the ball up every 2 seconds. So just 75 on the ball handle is just enough, and then 70 on the speed with ball is just enough for us to, you know, do something with the ball, you know, other than just pass and just catch and shoot. Moving on to the defense, we do have a 77 on the interior defense. which again, like I said, you got to be careful with how high you put some of these attributes because it will change your name. For the perimeter defense, we're going with that 74, which is very nice. It's going to get you pretty much every single bronze perimeter badge, every perimeter badge on at least bronze, which is very nice to have. And then we're going with the 73 steel, which is going to get us silver interceptor and bronze glove. And then finally, of course, you know, the name shot blocking wing, we got to have blocking on our build. We're going all the way up to a 94 block, okay? And that's going to get us gold paint patroller off the rip. We're going to have bronze pogo stick and high flying denier. And then for the rebounding, nothing too crazy. We're going with a 75 on the defensive rebounding, and we're going with a 61 on the offensive rebounding. And then now for the physicals, we're going to go with an 80 on the speed. We're going to go with an 80 on the agility. And as you see right there, high flying denier, slippery off ball. And then we also see an shifty shooter, on ball menace, pick dodger, and slippery off ball as well too for the agility. So there right there you see. And then, you know, when we put the strength up, you'll see the immovable enforcer go up, but you'll see that, you know, we have pretty much every perimeter badge on bronze. Strength, we're going with a nice 84 on the strength. And then I just want to go up and show you, we're going to have bronze challenger, silver immovable enforcer, silver off-ball pass, bronze all-ball menace, and bronze pick dodger. So you'll be able to play inside and out. Even though you're a shot blocking wing, you'll be able to have some perimeter defense. You have bronze glove and silver interceptor as well too. And then finally, we have an 85 on the vertical. And that's going to give us gold pogo stick so we can constantly jump to get those blocks. We don't have to worry about, oh, well, we're jumping and then now they're going to go up on the paint with us, because we're going to have that gold pogo stick. We'll be able to jump quicker. We have silver posterizer, and like I said, we're also going to have those contact dunks. We're going to have both sets of pro contact dunks, pros off 1 and 2. We're going to have Hall of Fame aerial wizard, so we'll be able to catch, you know, lobs and backdoor cut oops. And then we're also going to have, to go with that gold paint patroller, we're going to have Hall of Fame high flying denier. And do keep in mind that you do have your +1 and +2, and depending on how that works for your build, high flying denier might be a tier 2 badge. And if it is a tier 2 badge, then you can throw +1 on that and make it legendary, and then throw +1 on paint patroller and make that Hall of Fame. So, you know, you have your options. You also can throw that on your shooting, you know, on defense. Maybe you want gold immovable enforcer or silver challenger. The thing is, you have options to tweak this build to just make it that much better. You could even go gold posterizer if you want, you know. It's totally up to you. You have options. This build is actually nicely rounded, you know, and that's what I like about it. Then of course, when we create our build, we see shades of, we see Lamar Odom, we see Kelly Oubre Jr., and we see OJ Anunoby from the New York Knicks. And then of course, our build name, the shot blocking wing. So there you have it. This is my shot blocking wing build for NBA 2K25. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content, and of course more rare builds like this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.